everyone, I'm Faiza, and this is the Blurred Futures team presenting our AI Political Smackdown project. It started off with a question on whether political debates could be any more hyper-partisan and if we could add a little humor while doing so. The website itself includes a drop-down box for the user to pick whether they would like to be a liberal or conservative with their prompt. It then continues on to issue a debate that starts off with whatever party the user suggested and going on forth with the opponent. Our team was divided into two sides, the front end and the back end. In the back end, we have Aryaman and Nishant, and in the front, we have me, Joanne, and Peter.
So for our data set, we originally used one from Kaggle. However, after cleaning this data, we realized it wasn't enough. So we also learned how to scrape comments from Reddit. We trained a couple models with the Reddit comments and this data set from Kaggle, but the outputs were a bit illogical and nonsensical. So we also combined them with articles from a Hugging Face data set that we found that contained hyperpartisan articles, and we used this to create a well-trained bot. So for our technical stack, we used Python to code the logic for our model and HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap for our website. Some of the libraries were Flask, AI TextGen, Pandas, and NumPy. We use CoCalc 3 for scraping and cleaning our data, while we use Google Colab to train our model. And for our model, we tested out 3 different types of models, Distill GPT-2, GPT-2, and GPT-Neo. We found that while Distill GPT-2 was faster, GPT-Neo gave the best results, and we used them for our final bots.
Right, so we faced many challenges when making our project, such as the data wasn't very clean and there wasn't enough data. And sometimes our model would output a lot of gibberish and output that was very illogical, and a human wouldn't really speak that. So what we had to do in order to make our model output something more logical is that we had to combine both our Hugging Face dataset and our Red dataset and find a balance so that the outputs would be logical and the bot would be well trained. And cleaning, scraping, and training the model took a lot of time, so we could only make a little bit of models. And we also faced challenges in making a website and connecting the model to our website using Flask. Right, so this is a demo for our project. So this is the homepage for our website, AI Political Smackdown, where there's going to be a bot that's trained on liberal comments, and a conservative one that's trained on conservative comments. And then the user is going to give input. The user is going to give input to one of the bots, and the output from one bot will be the input to the other bot. So this is a brief overview of how we made our project and the training, the interactivity of our model, the timeline, and the additional features for our project. This is our team. And let's try the model. All right, so for the input for our project, we choose a side. So do we start with the liberal side or the conservative side? So I'm just gonna start with the conservative side and then input Donald Trump, because conservatives like Donald Trump, and liberals, well, they don't like Donald Trump, kind of like that. Right, so our model does take 30 to 45 seconds to load. Yeah, so we have a cheat sheet up here to see what viewpoints are liberal and what viewpoints are conservative. So this is the output for our model. Right, so I'm gonna go back to the presentation.
Some feature projects are the debates between our two AI bots that argue with each other, trained on liberal and conservative opinions. You have a choice between like which one you want to start with. Anyway, we also have a politics cheat sheet that you just saw that is sort of a guide on liberal and conservative opinions that we use to compare our bots to. Potential extensions for this project could be predictions, and that we could extend this project to predict the outcomes of political debates. And we can also extend it to make it more interactive. We can extend this project to allow users to argue with the bot of their choosing, as well as add more customization, like the length of responses and the number of responses. And thank you, AI Camp, to our instructors and everyone for listening. Any questions?